people, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome for the first time, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to subscribe. The button is just below the video. You join me here out in Arizona because I'm going to film a little video with you today about this Ford Mustang GT that I've got. This is a rental from Shiro. We picked it up in LA and we've had it for the whole trip. We've done over 1,500 miles in it. But anyway, I want to talk to you about a few things today about the reasons why I want to buy one of these cars. So, the first thing I love about this car is obviously the engine. It's a V8, a 5-litre V8. I think it's about 430 brake horsepower, and it is fast. It's quick to 60. I think it's around 5 seconds. We've done about that. We've tested it, but then it's just the power afterwards as well. It goes past 60 to the legal speed limit. It's very, very fast, and the torque is always there too in any gear. So this particular Mustang GT is the automatic box. So I think they also come in a 6-speed manual, but this one is the auto with sequential mode and paddles. Now, this is meant to be things about why I would buy this car and why I want to buy this car, but it's not the best gearbox. It is fun to have, but the downshifts especially are super slow, and yeah, very laborious. But yeah, I mean, when you're on a road like this, it works absolutely fine. And like I say, even when you're going through the gears, like now I'm in third going uphill, I've still got the power there if I need it. But yeah, if I downshift into second, there's a little bit of a delay, as you can see. The best thing though is that soundtrack that goes along with this engine. You cannot beat a V8 sound, and this certainly does sound good. Having said that, it could be louder. From the outside, I was filming a few shots the other day and it does sound really good, and I'm sure you guys will hear that. But on the inside, you just, although it's there, you just want to hear it a bit more, and I think if you straight pipe this thing, it would be nuts. It doesn't really backfire either, that's the other thing I'd like, but you can't have it all, I guess. Handling on this car isn't as bad as you might expect. Obviously it's a massive, beefy, long V8 tourer car really. It's great at eating up miles. We've already covered 200 this morning, and like I say, 1,500 in just a few days on this trip. But the handling isn't that bad. It does go around the corners, and even when I chuck it into one like this and give it a bit of bean, it does stick to the road, and it's not got that much body roll. So that is a pleasant surprise, and actually I can imagine driving this on a B road in the UK would actually be quite fun. The other thing I do actually like about this car, and I've spent a lot of time in it this week, is the interior. I think to look at, the interior is very nice. The wheels got quite nice grips, the paddles could be bigger, but yeah, the interior does look cool, and it's got a nice Mustang plaque. The thing that you do question though is the build quality. I mean, there's a lot of squeaks and rattles that go on. This car has obviously probably been put through its paces a fair amount. Lots of different people driving it in different ways. But the interior is aesthetically pleasing, just potentially not the best build quality. There's a big infotainment screen in the middle which has got various things on it, but it's functional, it works pretty well, and yeah, it's all you need really in a car like this. So with this one being the convertible one, as I'm sure you can see, the noise on the motorway isn't fantastic. When you go above sort of 80 miles per hour, there's a lot of wishy sound. It's obviously not sealed as well as a hardtop would be. So it does mean that the road noise is quite loud in this car, louder than you might expect for a car like this. But then when you're at those speeds anyway, you can hear the engine, so it's not that bad. Now there's 3 various driving modes on this car. I'm currently in track mode, of course, but you've got normal mode, sport plus mode, and track mode. I think track mode essentially takes off the traction control, but then you can still completely turn off stability after that. whereas Sport Plus limits it a little bit more, and then obviously normal mode, you've got full traction on, which is probably advisable most of the time. But on long, wide, dry roads like this, I do find that you don't get too much slip even with the traction off. I'm sure if I absolutely planted it in first around one of these hairpin bends, we'd get it sideways. But you don't feel like you're going to lose control of this car. It does feel pretty well put together, and also like you are in control of it. The brakes, well, there's not much to talk about there. I mean, they're as you would expect. They're not amazing, and obviously this car's very heavy, so it does take a little bit of force to stop the car sometimes, especially going down a hill like this. And the ride quality, the suspension, I don't really know how it's set up. I believe it probably changes a little bit between the modes. Not that I've really noticed, but I think generally it's a very soft, wafty suspension. Going over sort of bumps in the road at speed, you can feel the whole car sort of bouncing up and down for a little bit afterwards. But it's certainly not a hard ride. It's a very comfortable ride. Whether it could be stiffer on these corners and these sorts of roads for this sort of driving, I'm not sure, but it does feel pretty good to me, and like I said, it does feel pretty well connected and put together. Anyway, that's pretty much, I mean, they're all the good sort of talking points I'd say about the drive of the car. There are a few things, however, that I really don't like and I think are a bit ridiculous, so I'm just going to pull over now and I can chat to you about those things in a little bit more detail. Now, just quickly before I do get into the negatives, or some of the negatives, I wanted to point out one more positive, and nicely we can demonstrate today, because as I said, we are on our way to Nevada and we're traveling all week. The storage space on the Mustang isn't actually that bad. The convertible roof doesn't take up any extra space from what I've been able to ascertain, but if I just lift this bag here, you can see that there's two massive suitcases in there, along with my bag. Obviously this bag is in there, and there is actually a little bit of room left, so you can genuinely fit two large suitcases in the boot of this Mustang, which is, I mean, it's pretty good. I guess it's a Grand Tourer car, so you would want that. But definitely worth pointing out, the storage space is pretty good in this car. Let me get on to the main negative, and something you're probably all wondering about. It's the fuel economy of this car. It is really quite shocking. Obviously, it's a 5-litre V8, so what do you expect and all of that stuff. But we've travelled about 1,500 miles, as I say, and we've averaged about 17 miles per gallon over that time. And also, the US gallons are smaller than the British gallons. So in UK terms, I've worked it out, it's about 14 miles per gallon, which obviously is atrocious. There's no other way to put it. Luckily in USA, the petrol is a lot cheaper. Here in Arizona it's about 40 pence a litre, California's about 60, Nevada I'm not sure, but you could probably just about afford to run one of these here. But however, the reason I won't be buying one of these, I genuinely would not be able to afford to put petrol in it, given the amount of miles that I do on an annual basis. But yeah, fuel economy is shocking. Really, the only other negative thing I want to say about this car is just the weird sort of roof mechanism. So obviously this is a convertible. Let me just turn the engine on so I can demonstrate. It's a convertible car, so, you know, you'd expect it to be of a new car, it would be just an electronic roof. But if I push this button here to put the roof down, nothing happens, and that is because you have to pull this lever down, twist it, and then do this. And as you can see, the roof goes, and you probably can't see my face now because it is very bright outside. But yeah, let me put this back up. And do that lever there. Yeah, I mean, really tiny thing, and you know, that's not hard to do, is it? But it's just one of those little quirky things that you'd think you should just be able to do it automatically. On my 2004 Z4, it's just one button and it goes. So yeah, not really a big deal. Don't moan at me in the comments about it, because I don't actually really care. But I just thought that was quite funny, and also a little bit poor that you have to still do that. But really, apart from that, I don't have any other negatives I can think of. Obviously the fuel economy is a big one, because that costs you a lot of money and it is genuinely ridiculous, but again, what do you expect? And build quality is not fantastic, but really as a hire car for this trip, it has been perfect, and I'm still enjoying driving it. But yeah, I mean, to live with on a daily basis, I don't know how good that would be, but for the purpose of this video, I really like this car, and I actually cannot find too many things to pick fault with it. before I end this video then, I thought I would show you the sort of exterior spec of the car. You guys might be interested. So yeah, obviously the car is red, as you can see. It has got nice wheels. I think these are probably because it's a 5 litre, it's the GT version, it's a higher specification, but a lot of the higher Mustangs and other Mustangs you see going around don't have as nice wheels as this, so I do like those. They do look good on the car. Don't really know what else to say about it really in terms of the spec. Obviously you've got these which come with the GT, which whatever these are, like vents or something. They look quite cool, especially when you're driving it. You've got sort of a menacing vent on the bonnet. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I don't really know the options on these cars. I think this one's pretty well kitted out on the inside. But yeah, that's it really. Red, nice wheels. I think it looks pretty good, and it, you know, definitely in this country it's perfect. And then while we're talking about specification, I might as well just show you inside. It's pretty much standard, I think. I think this one's kitted out pretty well. It's got cooled seats, which you can see here. If I put that. That's pretty cool. I've never had that before in a car, and really nice. As well as heated seats, and these are the various options here. I didn't realise, but I'm a bit of an aviation geek. These buttons are based on an aircraft switches. So you've got the hazard lights, traction control, steering modes, which bring up the different steering modes on the dash there, and of course your track or driving modes, which you've got normal, sport plus, track, and obviously ones for when it's snowy or wet, which is basically never around these parts. And yeah, like I say, you've got this infotainment system which I spoke about earlier, and that is about it. We've got cup holders, which if you guys have seen my channel before, you'll know that that is something I don't have in my BMW Z4, which is a nightmare. And yeah, apart from that, electric windows, everything you would ever want. So yeah, absolutely perfect for this trip, and that is pretty much the spec of this car. So then, to summarise, I definitely want to buy one of these cars, having spent just over a week with one here in the States, clocking up thousands of miles, and there's still more to come. I'm really enjoying it, and I genuinely would buy one. It is just, one, I can't afford one, and two, if I was to be able to afford one, running it in the UK would just be near enough ridiculous, especially with the fuel prices that they're at now. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's been super fun for me to make, blasting up these mountain roads in the Mustang. It's been amazing. If you're new to the channel, like I say, please hit that subscribe button. I'll be trying to make more of these car review videos in the future, but I really hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Leave it a like if you have. Comment below if there's anything else you want to know that I might have missed out in this video. Like I say, we've got a lot on today, so I'm trying to film this one pretty quickly, so I might not have spoken about everything. If there's anything you want to know about the car, do let me know in the comments, and I will get back to you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you very, very soon.